Hello guys, my name is Karsif and welcome to this video. So, you may notice that I've been uploading pretty much a lot of update videos onto the open beta. Like my last video, I said I'm going to start doing more videos of me actually doing, the updates themselves so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I thought I was just doing this last night and I thought, I'll save this till the next day because it would actually be some sort of good content to create. So to begin with, here we have the road to Falador. Pretty basic name. It is exactly what it says on the tin. Here you have Edgeville. Well, a non-detailed Edgeville. You can see the sea there, but we got crossroads there. So you come down the path and you come along, you hit the sort of like the T junction, and then you go down into the, and I think that is a book, so I need to actually, that is locked, but for some reason I don't think it is locked in the actual project, so I'm just trying to, yeah, that that was a bug in the gate, so I was just looking into if I could fix that quick, but yeah, I'll leave that for now. So, yep, so that's Falador. Again, it's non-detailed at the moment, so it is exactly what it is. It's a road to Falador. We have another area like it, which is called Road to Varrock. It is pretty much just the road leading from Lumbridge to Varrock, so very basic. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my mesh because this is essentially the area you can explore. But one massive issue is, and hopefully you've recognized it already, but let me just turn on my mesh. Pretty much you can't access half of the map. And this is a problem which happened so many years ago because I was actually building the area for the first time. So when I only had about 10 areas in game, I built the Ice Mountain, and how I built areas was I based, an area off a location in RuneScape. So Ice Mountain, if you think of Ice Mountain, you think of just the mountain on its own. You wouldn't think of like, the ruins just north of Falador, or like Doric's workshop and stuff like that. Or even something like the Goblin Village, which we moved in our project, but was just north of Falador here. You would just think of the mountain, so that's what I did. So this is our Ice Mountain, and again, you can sort of see the problems going on. We've just got this mass amount of trees here is supposed to replicate this, which is which is clearly not the case, which is going on. So you got like the detailed here, then you got this absolutely eyesore here. You got the detailed area here, and then you got the eyesore all around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm literally going to plop it there. Not a simple process, but that's why it's part of this video. So luckily we have an amazing tool which the community of Nova's Knights 2 created, which will help pretty much a lot of the work which will be going on, so I'll be showing you that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cropping this area here. I'm going to be putting it in here. The scaling is completely different, so I'm essentially going to have to work with the landscape as I go, pretty much. You'll understand as soon as I start going into it. So it's I've just noticed the Ice Mountain looks like a very horrible shape. But yeah. Hopefully you can see it's like these black squares. So say like you got the little red squares, then you got like one big black square, like so. Then you got the 4 red squares in the middle. Pretty much, I need to count how many of these squares I'm going to be pretty much using. So I'm going to be using 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, let's just go with 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would leave, yeah, that would be pretty much close to perfect. So I'm essentially going to be taking, because I need to get the dwarven bit as well. This is a pain. Okay, I know what I'm going to be. I'm going to take this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to essentially be taking this, and I'm going to be putting it inside Aurora Falador. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to clear up a lot of stuff first. I'm going to get rid of all the waypoints, because those are going to cause a lot of issues. Especially with what I deleted was just the spawn. So how spawning works is it's based off the area tag. So I'm sure, you know, they might have worked, but well, I just want to clear up that area to begin with, and then I want to add these spawns. But let's just, let's just go straight into it. So it's 4 across then. How big is it going to be? So actually, that's going to be quite big. So it's 1, actually no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say 8. We're going from there, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. It's gonna have to be 7. So that is, and I don't want to cut out any content. So yeah, that wouldn't. I don't want to overwrite anything I've got at the moment, so that's good. So I'm going to be taking it from, I know where I'm going to be taking it, but here, it's, I'll show you just in an exact second exactly what I'm doing, but it's hard to calculate exactly where you are trying to place these. So I think what I'll do is grab 7 of that first. Okay. So it's called Tanita's Terra Copper. So the source area is what I'm going to be taking from. So I'm going to be taking from the Ice Mountain. And where is my destination? So I'm going to be taking from the Ice Mountain and pulling it into the road to Falador. So the dark green is the outskirt of the area. So if you see this red box at the moment on my map, that is the sort of like the border of the map / the area, so you cannot run past that red line no matter what. So you could see like the castle in the distance, but you won't be able to walk to it because it's past the red line. The outskirt is pretty much just for extra detail. So like, say if I was gonna into Tavali and I hit the red line, it's not going to look like I'm about to drop off the face of the earth. So we got this extra land to deal with to add extra detail. So like, oh, you know, there's buildings, there's houses here, so I'm going to be entering Tavali. You know, especially say if you're going to go to wilderness, you can see the wilderness from the distance, so you know where you're going, of course. So this was from there, so that would be, so that's 3, 6, 7. And this it sort of goes in the middle, so that's 1, 2. This is hard to see now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's get that across first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's on the 4th. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm there. So I need to go 1, 2, 3. So I need to go up 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'll be. Hopefully it doesn't crash, because normally if you try to change so much areas in one go, especially a large chunk, but we will see. I'm slightly nervous because it automatically saves the area, so it's gonna be a pain in the ass to try and reverse it back if it gets screwed up. But what I'm essentially going to be doing is I'm going to be adding the mountain first, and then I'm going to sort of like, you know, if the ground's too high up in the air, I'm just going to sort of like mesh and merge all the area together. So let's just wait for us to load. But it's a really good tool because it allows us to exactly pinpoint the exteriors with the the outskirt design. Because say if you're going up to Varrock, instead of us recreating Varrock, which I had to do at some point, I would used to just copy the buildings, place them down, then do a really quick, fast job of the bloody texture, and it looked really bad. So now we can actually just like take the area from another area, then add it onto that. So get me out. So you can see what I'm on about, and unfortunately, it's actually it's not the same height as I wanted it to be. So it's actually sort of like shrunken into the ground. So there's definitely a area issue there. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to load it up again. Road to Falador. You can actually change it to the same place as well. So it was 4 across, 3, 6, 7. Nope, that is wrong because I actually need to 3, 6, 7. There we go. And I need to change the height. Where is... oh, there we go. So this is a bit hazy. It's ice mounted, so how about we make it so like... how about we make it really, I don't know, big? Because it is, it is supposed to be an ice mountain, so... I got a good idea going on, so... let's raise that up to about... let's go with... I don't know what these calculations mean, so... maybe a 4 is good, maybe a 4 is bad, but we will see in a second. So it should take faster to load this time, but yeah. I've seen the changes Jagex are going to be doing to the White Wolf Mountain. I was never a fan of the White Wolf Mountain when... it's... when you... say if you're playing old school, or for anybody who used to play in like 2006, 2005, Ice Wolf Mountain... no, why am I calling it Ice Wolf? White Wolf Mountain used to be like... it was such a danger zone, it was like really... you wanted to get to Members Lands. Tavley was amazing because you would try and kill the druids for the white robes, but then to actually get into the massive, the members area, you had to cross this really dangerous threshold of wolves in the big bad wolf, which would pretty much hit really high. So, but the mountain itself seemed to be really big because you couldn't see it in the distance, like you can with the NX client. So I'm gonna get out of that. It's got to the height which was slightly, but I'm gonna do it one more time. But I understand how the factors work now, so I'm actually gonna do it with an 8. So what was that? So that's 3, 6, 9. I don't know why I said 3, 6, 9. So let's just go with a 10, to be honest. Just round it off. There we go, change height. So now that should give us a higher levitated area. If you saw then, you probably saw the monastery, the Edgeville monastery, sliced in half. So stuff like that I'm gonna have to fix. But yeah, it's a shame, the toolset is quite old, but it's still very powerful for for modern ages. But I wish there was just so much stuff you could do, just drag and click some area and then just plop it down instead of doing this whole custom interface. But like I said, the interface is, well, not the interface, but the toolset is old, so you gotta work with what you've got, which is I'm very appreciative of that fact. Let's just wait for it to load one more time. But I'm gonna just, if it's, you know, if it's too high, I'm not bothered. I can work with that. There's a, it's the ice mountain is essentially a mountain on top of a hill. So if the hill is too big, I'm perfectly fine with that. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is to God, that is I guess there's one thing to work with at a time. Because free to play isn't scaled, so we got a lot of issues with, like, say, you know, one area is a lot taller than the other in landscape wise. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to just work straight here. So we've got this high up area, so I'm going to stick with that high up area because, like I said, we've got a hill. Well, we've got a mountain on top of a hill. So what I'm going to do is stick with, and what was that? That was 10, I believe it was. Nope. Oh god, no. Definitely not. Okay, that 18. Nope. 19. Work with me here, Toolset. There you go, 19. So I'm gonna quickly get the hill done, because I want to sort of like get the hill to you know, like say it's a hill on a hill. So I want this to sort of like erode down into the other hill, and then you've just got like this footpath going across, because, you know, we do have like in RuneScape this wall is broken, so we can add in some sort of like you know, some environmental lore where rocks have fallen down and it's slowly broken the wall over time. So I'm gonna I'm not so fussed about the detail at the moment of, say, like the area. So I'm literally just gonna quickly cover this area. That's all flat. We got the body altar is a little bit too close here, but I think I don't have a lot to work with that, but I'm gonna just deal with it. I'm gonna, you know, who cares? This little bit's gonna be custom, so I'm not so fussed about that. But I just want to ruin so much of the detail of this bit. So like, let's go with 14. Nope. 17. Yeah, let's just go with 17. So just merge that in. Do that. Let's go with that with 12 there, and that'll be 12 just to. Yeah, I don't care about the monastery just yet in Edgeville. I can work on those later, but I just want to get. Well, I can turn off his grid now. Another bad thing is you get this really fine cut of texture, like here. It can be a pain to sort of edit, but yeah, it's something we will need to deal with very shortly. The mountain is pretty big, so I'm going to go with a high texture and change my brush. Oh god, I'm going to go. Oh god, it's a little bit too high. What about 30? What about 4? What about 35? Yeah, 35 is fine. So I'm just gonna quickly add that. That bit needs to get smoothed down. Yeah, that's too much to work with to smooth down, so what I'm going to do is go back onto the flatten tool and literally just let's keep that a little bit lower, so yeah, that'll do. Then I know we got this other sort of like hill bit here, so I like this design here because this is where the Black Knights, you know, this is custom content we've created here because we've changed the time zone. of the project. Pretty much the Black Knights are on a peace treaty with the White Knights, so but it's a very tense situation. So they're pretty much building, rebuilding their army. So we've got a lot of these military tents in front of the Black Knight's fortress itself. So we've got a cool quest system going on there. So you can actually join the Black Knights instead of always being the good guy in RuneScape. Yeah, let me just detail that. Then we got the wilderness section coming up here. But yeah, I need to edit the charcoal ground to sort of like just make it to mesh inwards. But yeah, that should be fine now. So what I'm actually going to do is smooth that. So there we go. So now it's sort of like blended in. Just need to smooth all this down. Let's make it like a large slope going downwards. You don't want it all to be like a constant slope heading. You want to try and get it blended in so it's like a little hill instead of like it's just a massive drop going down. I'll do the other side really quickly due to the fact that you won't really see this side at all. But it's just nice to sort of like get the extra details in case anybody does. Like the furthest you could see from there is like, I don't know, from this point here, but when you throw into like I don't know, the shadows and the fog, if you're going like daytime, well, that's a bad example, but yeah, I need to detail that bit as well with like the with like trees and all that stuff, so just so it hides the detail. But yeah, so I'm gonna work my way around again. So here we got like a drop and the body altar. So I like to try and keep the body altar flat if possible. So what I might do is actually sort of redesign it so we got like this hill. So what I'm going to do is smooth it down more. Yep, I knew the trees would pretty float. It's because they got their height lock on. What to do this bit here? Because normally you would have to, yeah, I know what I'll do. I'll slightly smooth it down, but you won't be able to run upwards, so you'd have to sort of like just climb the hill here, then climb over, smooth this down. There we go. So I'll just fix the, I know what I'll do is I'll grab all this and grab that tree, get rid of that. So what I'll do is copy that, delete it. Do you know what I need to do first is, nope, come on, behave yourself, Toolset. Do that and place that. I don't think that's made any difference because, oh no, it has. So I'm going to slowly just shrink these trees into the ground just a tad little bit so they aren't fully like, you don't get any sort of like roots levitating. So I'm just going to shrink these into the ground, re-shrink the rock itself. And there we go. So that is the, let's raise that a little bit. So we go. So now we got the body altar all done. What I'm going to do now is to update the, the cliffs itself, so we get a good idea exactly where, what is what. So I'm gonna get the dirt. God damn it. What is that? Grass 9. Let's get rid of the grass 9 and change it with dirt 1. Because you can only have so many textures in one. You can only have 6 textures in one area. So now actually that was pretty big bit. So yeah, the whole place looks slightly muddy now, which I'm actually happy with. Yeah, I'll add extra detail coming over here now. What I like to do is, in fact, is we got like the mesh here, and sort of like just go around. I think what I'll do here is where the black bit here is where you can't walk, whereas the green bit is where you can walk. But essentially, I'm going to make it all so you can't walk on the grey bits. But what I'm actually going to do is add extra detail on that by default, which you should see in a second. Can I use? Nope, I cannot. I think what I'll do is nope, that's actually the same texture as that. So what we're actually going to do is gonna be color, and actually no, I'm actually lying at the moment, so I'm gonna quickly jump all around here. So now we got this going on. Got the color, gonna be grey. That was a nice picture of Camtasia there. And what I'm going to do is just darken these bits here. So where we got the non-walkable bit, I'm just going to slightly darken them. So now it's slightly extra detail, but obviously we got a lot more to work with. But yeah, that's the basics so far. So we've gone the other side. We need to get rid of this line of detail here. So I'm gonna change it onto white. I really don't like why it does that. How it's whenever you try to change color or texture, it always takes you back to the screen behind it. But yeah, I'm gonna I have to go all the way around, get rid of the coloring around here, and then what I'm going to do is add a grass. Where is it? Here it is. What grass is that using? It's using 20. Let's do 16. You know, something different this time. Still slightly horrible. I think I'll just stick with 16. There we go. Then lower this a bit more so I can get the other bits. I know it's erasing what I literally just worked on, but yeah, you'll understand. It's once you've got it erased, you can just go back and add the extra detail. I'm just going to go around this line. So I get rid of that really thick, horrible, you know, that really thin edged cut texture. So I'm literally just going to go all the way down into the wilderness. There we go. So that's so far. I think I'm actually going to oh yeah, I totally forgot about that bit. Let me actually just quickly smooth this bit here. So now we got that extra rocky effect. I'm gonna quickly smooth that down. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to lock the height of this here. So lock the height. Then what I'm going to do is go on the raise brush, and I'm going to quickly go across. So like go across there, and then increase it a little bit more. Actually, just a tad bit more, and just go across again. what I'm going to do is lower the little bits I didn't want to get covered so majorly. Then I'm going to smooth this out a bit here, so, and smooth that. There we go. So now we got that, like, we got the cliff eroding onto the, so it's coming down, it's eroding onto the path below, and you can see it's slowly, you know, it's damaging the wall. But yeah, so I'm gonna quickly, what I'm actually gonna do is lower the path itself. And yeah, I'm gonna flatten that, in fact. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, let's go with that. What I'm gonna do is quickly rough it up afterwards. So now we got that, you know, that thin path, but I'm going to add some noise. So what noise does is it pretty much roughs the area. So now, if you look at it's all lumpy and bumpy. I'm just going to smooth this downwards onto there. So there we go. What I'm going to do is quickly, so I want to wrap this video up because I don't want to, I think it's, I thought this would actually take a lot shorter than I thought, but so yeah, I'm going to try to wrap it up quickly and probably make a part 2. Again, what I'm going to do is add, I think I'm going to add 2 textures this time, maybe just 1. Go on a lighter grey. Actually, no, I'm going to go on a brown. I'm going to change that to 10. Change that to 5. And what I'm going to do is, nope, maybe a 10. A 10 and a 20. I'm just going to quickly go around this wall. So that's where, you know, the collected mudders came up of. And looks like I'm going to have to add that bit there. What I'm going to do is just go along that path there. Then just quickly get rid of the grass. We'll replace that afterwards. So yeah, that is so let's see what we can, oh, I need to get rid of the other grass first. Get rid of that. There's a greenish effect going on there which I need to get rid of later as well. So let's see what we've done so far. So we got the Ice Mountain fully in, we got the Black Knight's camp, we got the Black Knight's castle. We've merged the area coming here. This bit I just need to fix quickly. There we go. Let's add that around. Let's throw in some colour as well. You would be surprised how much colour actually helps like detail an area. But yeah, I'm gonna just throw that there, go around the edges, get rid of that, you know, that horrible one textured. I don't want to work too much there now because I need to edit this bit here with the dwarven camp bit, so I'm actually gonna get rid of that for now. So yeah, we got the Ice Mountain coming up. So say if you came from Edgeville, say like here, you could go straight on, or you could actually go up to the Ice Mountain this time. So it's actually a lot more open world, because normally if you wanted to get to Ice Mountain, you would have to go into a loading screen, which would be a pain. So yeah, now we've got the ice mountain. We've blended in the cliffs here, so we've got the footpath going across. I need to add so much more detail to this, but yeah, the video's been quite long enough just to get into it. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a part 2 or 3 series. Part 2 we'll probably be finishing up the other sides, and part 3 maybe just adding all the extra details. So that's it from me. So I hope you all enjoyed this extra video. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.